What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Anime Nerd Channel. I am Timothy Wilkes, and we are back with another video. Today I wanted to talk about a character from Dragon Ball that kind of hits a little closer to home, which is none other than Son Gohan. I relate to this character a lot. I always say I don't like the way it was written in the series because they make it confusing. They say he has all this potential, but then they drop the ball and say he slacks off on his training. But in actuality, even Super aside, Great Saiyaman and all, I have grown to relate to Son Gohan. And here's why. He is real gifted at fighting, but he's not as passionate about it as his father is. You know, he's not as passionate about it as Goku. Goku, he absolutely loves it and all this other stuff. And it shows, even when both of them grew up, it completely shows a compare and contrast. He's a completely opposite of Goku when he was a kid and he was growing up, and Goku was just out there. He was an animal. He was out there in the wild like it was nothing. And Piccolo had to introduce Gohan to the wild, to the wilderness, because that was his way. You know, when he was, if you could go back, how Piccolo Jr. grew up, he was out there in the wild, in the wilderness, and that's how he was. And actually, that's how I don't know if Piccolo knew this at this point when he was training Gohan, but this is how Gohan was before he started his journey, before he met Bulma. So, you know, Piccolo was just passing down what he knew, and Goku just threw him out there in the wild to see if he could survive. Yeah, but to get him started. But anyway, let's dive into his character as far as him not really enjoying martial arts and how I can relate to that. Well, I did martial arts and stuff, but we're gonna tie into me and my father, for instance. My father, when it comes to business, he is an absolute beast, absolute maniac. It's just his passion. Every day he wakes up, every day he goes to bed. That's all he thinks about is business, expanding business, financial growth. That's all he thinks about. This is me. And this is how it relates to Gohan too. The only reason I pursue business is because I didn't have a choice, really. Not saying that I was forced into it, but the way my life was lined up. It was hard to find different jobs and stuff like that. Certain jobs didn't fit. I went to school for certain things and graduated from college, and it was hard to find jobs. So what I did, I started my own. First business I started was auto detailing. Scraped up some money and started detailing cars because I was managing a detail shop. So I started doing it out of necessity, out of survival. Just like with Gohan, when it comes to Gohan, he fights to protect his family. He doesn't really, it's not because he's passionate. Oh, I just love fighting, I enjoy fighting, but he does it to protect his family. It's just out of necessity. That's the only time he really fights. He'll do it sometimes. We'll do it because he has to. Just like with when it comes to business, I do it so my kids can have something, because I had to struggle finding income, finding employment after I got out of college, and I don't want them to have to struggle. I want to be able to provide for and protect my family. So I started certain businesses and had them in place. One, so I could help my dad with his company and everything like that. So I started businesses and to protect that business and to provide for me and my son and different things like that. So it was out of necessity because I couldn't find regular employment, 9-to-5 employment. So I did what I had to do. I wasn't going to stop. I wasn't going to give up. So I did that. Case in point with Gohan, when he fought Cell, him fighting Cell was the only way they could save the Earth, because Goku wasn't strong enough. Goku wasn't able to beat Cell. So Gohan trained like he never before in the time chamber. Goku trained him. He enjoyed that time, but he enjoyed spending time with Goku, with his father. he enjoyed it to an extent. It's like I enjoy business to an extent, but I don't eat, sleep, and breathe it. I don't wake up thinking about it, go to bed thinking about it. It's necessity to me because I want my kids, I don't want them to have to struggle like I did, but it's not a raw passion. All I think about is business. All I think about is money. It's because I like to enjoy life. I like to live a normal life too. Just like when it comes to him and fighting, he likes to live a normal life. He didn't train because he liked to live a normal life. During the boo cycle, between Cell and Boo, he wanted to live a regular, absolutely normal life. That's why I relate to this character so much. Because there are times where he slacks off because he wants to live a normal life. It's not his true passion. But fighting is everything to Goku and Vegeta. So they look at him crazy because he slacks off, but that's not what he really desires. That human side is in there. Just like I have a side of my family that's like middle class, but people like my pops and his grandmothers and all of them, they had that dog in them when it came to business. All they ever thought about was business. All they ever desired was business. With me, this is just I'll do it, but I ain't got that dog in me when it comes to that. Aggressively pursuing it night and day, 7 days a week. Now, when it comes to this, broadcasting, music, I can pursue that. That's something I pursue. And again, in relation to Gohan, he loves studying. He loves his books. He loves scholarly activities, conferences, and different he loves those things. Being a nerd, he likes playing superhero. He likes to. That's just him expressing himself. Outside of because after his whole childhood, gotta think about it. Got his neck broke at 5. Had to fight a intergalactic overlord. Had to fight some deadly androids. Had to defend the Earth against said deadly androids. And this is coming from a guy that fighting isn't even his passion. So as soon as he had the chance to relax, he wanted a dose of reality. He wanted to, and then Great Saiyaman, I think that's just him goofing off. Like when I'm that's just who he really wants to be. He likes having superpowers and fighting just for the sake of playing superhero. He enjoys being a hero, just like the whole snippet in Super. When he fights as Great Saiyaman, he actually enjoys fighting because he likes playing hero. That's the only part of fighting he likes. He doesn't just the whole aspect of what Goku does in martial arts. He's not into it like that. But when it comes to it's like I like certain aspects of business. I like doing work and bringing in income because of it. I like the fact that there's certain things, certain parts of it that give me enjoy. But the whole overall thing, day and night dedication, I don't have that. I don't have it. The whole passion isn't there. But I know the way the economy is going, and I know my kids need me and things like that. I know I want a family, but it's hard to find regular work. So it's out of necessity for the family that I want to provide for, protect for. And that's how Gohan sees fighting. He does it to protect his family and friends and loved ones. He loves being a superhero and fighting, but as far as just raw martial arts and having that dog in him and fighting, training nonstop, no. But he'll study night and day. That's his passion. He has a different passion. He likes fighting. That's like a hobby, his side hobby. But his real passion is in his studies. Just like when it comes to this, my real passion is like broadcast. I like talking about a lot of things. I have a lot of different pages, different channels. This is where I get to be an anime nerd. It's like he gets to be a nerd when he plays superhero. He's still a father, family man, a husband, different things like that. He has a family. He goes to work. He's doing his passion to protect his family. To provide for his family. He's a scholar. I don't know if he's a professor. I forgot his real job in Super, but I know he went to school, made good grades, got a good job, provided. He has his dream career. That's what he really wanted to be as a scholar. He really that was his dream. Even when he was 4 years old, he said he wanted to be a scholar, and he got to do that. he wanted to save the earth, beat Cell, so he could do that. You know, and he finally got to live it out. And that is that in itself is, and in relation to things I do, I love broadcasting. I enjoy it. I like talking, like I said, about anime, about current events, about dating topics. That's why I have the other platform for that, Terrell Speaks platform. That's why I have my and I like talking about spiritual stuff. That's why I have my online media ministry. So I just love talking. I love being on the air. I went to school for broadcast, music production, because that's something I could spend all day and night doing. I could spend all day and working on music, working on songs. That's anything with media. That's a passion of mine. I could spend all day doing that. But I know I do business to protect my family. I come on this page here. I come on. I talk about anime. I have a goofy side, you know. So some things I do to goof off, and but I do insurance and tax prep, all that stuff. All that is just because I know it's important to run a business. But this stuff, content creation. Let's just say this: if I made thousands of dollars a week doing content, I promise I'd be pumping them out like hotcakes. This is what I would be doing. I promise. Like hotcakes. But reality says that not everyone's going to do that. So that's why I have my own business, my own stuff. So I can do this because it's if you're not making any money with it, it's just a hobby. So I do it outside of business and things like that because ain't made it big yet, but it's gonna get there eventually if I be consistent and all that other stuff. But anyway, back to the topic here. But that's watching Dragon Ball, watching Dragon Ball Z, watching Super. Didn't like Super, still hate Super to this day. But when I see Gohan and his character and how he is, I can understand why he's not consistent with fighting, because it's not something he actually enjoys. But he is not saying he's not a consistent person, because he's very consistent with his studies. He's very consistent when it comes to his family life. He's a great father, great husband. When it comes to being a scholar, I don't know if he's a professor or he had to do presentations and things like that. He might be a professor. I forgot what he was. I know in GT he was one of Bulma scientists. But other than that, he's very consistent when it comes to his life, when it comes to things that he enjoys. So, and now I'm able, and that's why I'm more consistent now with what I'm enjoying. I have more time to do it, and I'm not saying and I have on my other platforms I'm more consistent, you know, because there's not a lot to talk about when it comes to Dragon Ball, but I can find more topics and new things to talk about. But when it comes to anime and Dragon Ball and stuff, I can find other topics. But when it comes to current events, and comes to spiritual topics, I can come up with a ton of. I have a ton of them on my Facebook page, on my Terrell Speaks YouTube channel. I have a lot of that, so I can subscribe to those channels if you're interested in knowing what you know. If you're interested in hearing me talk about current events, there you go. Terrell Speaks. I can give the link if you ask for it in the comment section. But like I said, I could do this all day. Like Captain America when it comes to broadcasting and going live streams, videos. I could do this all day. I could literally do this all day. When it comes to music, writing music, putting songs together, I could literally do it all day, every day. So, but business, I do that because it takes money in order to do these things. In order for me to be on this microphone, in order for me to produce stuff, so I do that for that. And Gohan, with fighting, in order for him to be a scholar, the world has to be at peace. In order for him to study and do all that, it requires a peaceful world. So he has to train sometimes and fight. He has to invest some time into fighting, so he can protect the world when it's needed. So so he'll be able to study. So he'll be able to be with his family and all that stuff. So because in the world of Dragon Ball, the world faces a lot of threats, all type of threats, and all type of people that want to either blow up the planet or take over the planet. So he has to be prepared, you know. And so there are some times where fighting is priority. He has to prioritize that in defending the earth. Just like sometimes I have to prioritize business. So it is what it is. In order for me to do this, in order for me to do this content, in order for me to do what I do, in order for me to make music and all that stuff, I have to prioritize business. Now, if the content start making money, that's another story. That's all I'm saying. It's another story. The content creation can become a business, but till we get there, we gotta. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Like when Gohan was a kid growing up, the world was under constant threat, so he had to do what he had to do. He had to fight, because the Saiyans were coming to destroy the earth. He had to fight. He had to fight to get his friends back, because all of them was killed in the Saiyan onslaught. So he had to fight to get the Dragon Balls and through the Frieza arc. Then when he got back home, here come the androids. You got to fight some more. Now you got 7 years of peace. You mean to tell me that man can't relax and enjoy his life? And ain't nothing came to attack the earth. Sure, he had all this power, but he got 7 years of peace. Yeah, he probably should have trained in the meantime and all that stuff, but you still got that 7 years of peace. He was fighting since he was 4 all the way up until he never liked fighting. Mind you this, he still never liked fighting like that. But he had to fight all the way up to 9 or 11. That whole thing's wacky. So yeah, he that just lets you know, he just wanted to enjoy life for a minute. He really didn't want to. It's not fighting. Is not in his blood like that. Vegeta and them, they just love it. They bored when they ain't got nothing to do. They just like they lose their mind, because that's everything to them. Saiyans, that's everything to them. So, I mean, but anyway, that's how I relate to him, because he fights out of necessity. In relation to my life, I do business out of necessity, but it's not a huge passion, but I can do it. Like if I was passionate about it, and if I was just as hungry as my father was about it, I would be an absolute monster when it came to business. I'd understand everything about it. I know every move, every trick, every trade. I'd be a billionaire with the things that I've learned when it comes to taxes and insurance and financial planning, credit repair. When it comes to construction, maintenance, building properties, real estate, when it comes to all that kind of stuff, financial planning, when it comes to that stuff, if I just really applied it and had that dog in me and pursued it night and day, 7 days a week, every day, I could be a billionaire. But it's not where my heart truly is. It's just out of necessity. What I'm doing now is where my heart is. But it ain't paying the bills, so I gotta pay the bills. Just like he gotta fight to save the world, so he can do what he enjoys and what he loves. Because studying doesn't save the earth. Just like what I'm doing, don't keep the lights on. So I got to do what I got to do, and that's just how I relate to the character. But there may be a way that you relate to the character. If there's a way you can relate, has your parents ever been passionate about something and try to push you in that area, but you may not have that same passion? If y'all ever had that situation, then you may be more like Gohan than you think. Just saying. So That's why, even though I used to say, "Oh, Gohan is this, Gohan is that," I like, wait a minute, I might be more like this guy than I think. That's why I like Great Saiyaman. And honestly, why I like Great Saiyaman, honestly, if I was this powerful, if I had these powers and was well trained, I would try to be a superhero too. I'm not gonna lie. If I was, if I had Gohan's powers, I would try to be a superhero because I like martial arts and stuff like that. And I was strong enough to catch bullets with my hand and crush them and speed blitz people and chop and knock them out. I'd try to be a superhero. I'm sorry, I would. I would stop bank robberies. I'd be flying, patrolling the city. Great Saiyaman! Man, I'm telling you, can call me what you want. If I had powers, I would try to be a superhero. I would. I promise I would. Man, that I might not wear that get up. I try to find some, some good clothes, a good uniform, but I'd be doing the same thing. I'm telling you, I'd be doing the same exact thing. But let me know what you think in the comments. How do you relate to Gohan? How can your character relate? Have you ever? Do you have parents that have a passion towards something, a parent or parents, and they tried to push you in that area, but you really wasn't passionate about it? Or do you have something that you would be a beast at if you actually applied your whole self, if you had that dog in you to where you would pursue it night and day? If your passion was in that area, you would be an absolute monster. Don't mind his business, but it's not a huge passion. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Just thought this would be an interesting topic because I thought about it for a minute, had all week to think about it, and I wanted to post it so I could share my thoughts with y'all. T-Dubs, Anime Nerd Channel signing out. Talk to y'all soon.